Hello everyone, The Worm here, back for the Somnium Files, and we are about to head off to our next location, to recap. Last time we had something quite unexpected occur. The prisoner, number 89, was able to escape from us in a somewhat suspicious fashion. He was able to beat and then disarm Date, and then took Peter hostage and walked out of the police station. And I'm a bit suspicious of that whole scenario, but the biggest revelation from that came from Iba, who looked through the cameras and saw that 89 had a getaway car ready, and the driver of said getaway car was apparently Renju, who has been missing this whole time. And I don't know how... I didn't know how to react to it at the time, and I'm still not quite sure how to react to that. Because it obviously implies there's a connection between the two. We know there's a connection between 89 and Shoko Nadami, because she was visiting him in the prison. We don't know exactly why. I think there was the idea presented, it might have been by 89 himself, I can't recall. She may have used his services as an assassin at some point. I can't remember precisely if or when that was said. I feel like I heard that, though. But in any case, she was meeting with him, and then he called... Prisoner 89 called So Sejima and told him to call someone, which we're pretty sure he told So Sejima to call Shoko Nadami, which is what that call that Mizuki heard, which just raises more and more questions. Like, did 89 say, hey, Shoko's about to get killed, call her at this time, or did he leave that part out and just told So to call her in order to what exactly? To get him in trouble? That's a pretty roundabout way to do that, because the phone was hidden, and even then, it was a burner phone, and So Seijin was calling from a burner phone, so... So anyway, back to what I was saying. We know there's a connection between 89 and Shoko, and there's apparently a connection between So Sejima and 89, since So Sejima did what 89 told him to do. So we know these people have relationships, but we don't know the nature of these relationships. Like, maybe in the past I've said So Sejima might be being blackmailed. Maybe this is a part of that. Because it seems strange that he'd be willingly involving himself with all this. The character that So Sejima has been given has been, he's a greedy politician who may have been involved with the Kawasaki district in order to increase all his wealth. So it's strange that he would risk all that by freely participating in these murders and crimes. Anyway, to get back to what I was saying, where does Renju come into all this? I guess it goes back to the original... I think Aiba gave 3 possibilities. Either he's an accomplice, an unwilling accomplice, or... this third thing might just be applicable for Shoko's murder. or someone's trying to frame him, as in they used his car, they used his phone. But the fact that he's driving a getaway car for 89 is... I don't know. It's just... It's also it's somewhat frustrating to me that we've never been able to sit down and talk with him. All we've gotten so far are just flashbacks with him. It seems so strange that we've not... Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it won't feel strange in retrospect. It's just... The fact that we've not been able to talk to him at all is somewhat... It's interesting, I guess, to me, to think about. In any case, we're going to try and find him. Well, maybe not find him, but find evidence of his travels, because he has... We also met with Moma, and he told us that he had been spotted, Renju had been spotted at Ikume Shrine and Sunfish Pocket. So we will be visiting there to see what we can find. So that was the more substantial pieces of information we got last time. Then the rest of the episode was kind of this weird aside, talking about parallel worlds, which I had the thought that they might be using that to sort of explain the various branches that we've been having. So essentially saying, you know, and I read a comment about this recently, that the branches may simply be a reflection of, you know, whether someone chooses to do something or not. I'm going to be interested to see whether or not the game goes back and clearly shows, you know, it's like the butterfly effect. You know, that's a common version of it, I think. Or in like alternate history fiction, in alternate histories, books or novels or, you know, fiction, there's the point of divergence, you know, where they go back in time and they say, instead of this, in this particular instance, instead of doing the thing that happened in history, another thing happens, or someone makes a different choice. I'm going to be interested to see if this game goes back and tells me precisely what was the choice here, what was the choice here, what was the choice here, because here it seems very complicated, because there wasn't a phone at all in this route, and from that apparently we have a series of murders follow, but in this instance we have this phone in here, and now suddenly we don't have a string of murders going on. So it's I'll be interested to see if they go back to explain what was the choice, and to see if it actually all makes sense. Because if they can do that, I think I'll be impressed. So I hope they can. Otherwise, it was a bunch of stories they told, and a bunch of different theories about parallel worlds, and I just wasn't all that interested. So I'm happy to get back to it. Let's get back into this investigation. I think I wanted to go to Cold Storage Warehouse first. We just had a meal. Our minds are fresh. We're energized. Let's do this.
I saw it. I'm sure. Your corpse, Iris. Right here.
Iba said something earlier. She was talking with Date regarding, you know, this whole situation with Iris's corpse being in here. And she said something about... What was it? It was something like... Were there any differences at all? Or, like, was everything in place as it was? And I think Date said something like, you know, besides the corpse, yeah, everything was exactly as it was when I left. And Iba said something like, the fact that everything was exactly the same was an indication of something, and I don't understand what she meant by that. I think I'm remembering that right, or at least I think I'm in the ballpark, but I might be wrong. But I'm trying to keep that in mind because I don't know what it means.
But I'm here now. Maybe I'm a ghost.
You don't look like a floating sheet. You have legs.
But maybe they're not legs. Maybe they're my boobs.
What ghost are you? I tried to picture Iris's breast swinging down there like that. And then I decided not to. Good. That's odd.
Didn't you say that you saved me in your dream? What did you mean by that?
I told you that I'm with an organization called Abyss, right?
Yeah, you told me 2 days ago.
We find clues in the minds of suspects and witnesses. We enter what we call Somnium, a dream world projected by their subconscious. That's what the entire organization is about.
How do you even do that?
Magical technology.
We have a machine that we call the sync machine.
And we have a mad scientist, on staff. So, that's useful.
What is that?
It's a sync machine.
That's not an explanation. Tell me how it works.
Well,
Science.
I can explain, but it will require a bit of background to understand.
Background? Hi, I'm Jemima.
You two.
So my corpse was on here?
Yeah.
Hey, get out of my house!
What the hell?
I'm a poltergeist inside the circuit board.
What?
You said I was a ghost, right? Maybe I'm haunting the warehouse with spooky astral projections.
What are you talking about, Iris?
Pew pew pew!
What the hell?
The box made me think of like a giant robot.
A box did.
A what?
You know, from kaiju movies.
Again, what?
But why a box? Are the robots shaped? Is it like Transformers? Are they box-like?
That caramel over there looks so good.
Yeah, you're right. But if I tried to eat it in one bite, I'd break my jaw.
What are you talking about, Date? That's a cardboard box.
You started... Never mind.
Okay. My goodness. We go from one thing where we just talk about... Never mind.
I've heard of it. The blood-brain barrier, right? Inside the skull, there's an army of little teeny tiny soldiers that surround the brain. They protect the brain from bad stuff in the blood, right?
That's almost it, yeah.
The blood-brain barrier describes the architecture of the microvessels of the brain. It is a kind of shield that protects the brain. To get through,
Man.
an object must be no larger than 0.4 nanometers.
So last time we had lessons on parallel worlds. This time we get lesson on brains. I hope this all won't be on the test.
Objects too large to slip through the barrier cannot physically access the brain.
Do you know about nanotechnology?
Nanotech? Yeah. Technology related to really small things. Like really teeny tiny things. And when they make a machine, they're called nanomachines. I heard they use them a lot for medical and tech fields. Some of the cutting-edge nanomachines can even go inside your body and cure illnesses. They can even cure cancer. And they go beep, beep, beep. That's what Mom said.
They've figured out how to cure cancer in this world? That's amazing.
Well, I don't know if it was like beep, beep, or rrr. But anyway, nanotechnology costs tons of money. Only a few people can even afford it. My college professor said only the richest of the rich have nanotechnology. But he's pretty liberal, so...
Largely accurate. Nano is a prefix meaning 10 to the negative ninth power. A nanometer is therefore 0.0000000001 meters.
Or in layman's terms, very small.
The sync machine uses machines approximately 2.16 nanometers long. Viruses are on average 20 to 970 nanometers. So sync nanomachines are far smaller than that.
Man, how is it possible to construct it? Well, I'm sure there's a way. Maybe you can make a bunch at once or something.
This allows them to access neural circuitry. During a sync, the nanomachines are used to write in the syncer's data.
So what'd you know about the Wadget system? You talked about, in the very first, before the first Somnium, you gave us a little educational discussion on the Egyptian gods. So is this ringing bells for you?
I guess not.
No, I know what it is. It's the core programming behind AI, right?
Is this secret? I thought Pewter made it. Why would you know about it?
That's right. What's wrong?
What?
You're shivering.
Isn't the Wadget system... I know it's what's behind IBA. Didn't Pewter make it? And Abyss isn't common knowledge. And we supposedly are the ones who told her about it. So why do you know about it? Date, shouldn't you find that suspicious?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
So you mean worry about it? Yes, I see.
To borrow Pewter's explanation, with the advent of the Wadjet system, we can extract the data of the human psyche. This data is sent to the brain, which achieves the sync.
Sounds like dangerous tech. I remember in the very beginning, when I was talking about, I was just trying to digest all the sci-fi gobbledygook the game was throwing at me, and it sounded dangerous, and my opinion on that has not changed.
Okay, you have the basics down. Let me explain how syncing works. Syncers like me equip the sync gear and use it to access the subject's brain. Inside the helmet are nano cables, and on the tip of each of these cables is a special nano machine. But the machine can't reach the brain through blood alone. Do you know why?
The BBB soldiers say, "Go away," and push them back?
Well, yeah, kind of. But for the sync to work, we have to get the nanomachines into the brain itself.
Nanomachines, son.
How do we do that?
Drill a hole in the skull?
No.
In Shovel Forge, you can use a pickaxe, and...
No, it has nothing to do with tools. We don't have to open a hole. Skulls already have holes in them. One of those holes is the optic canal, which is a nerve canal located behind the eyes. The nano cables of the sync gear go through your eyes.
That is a very uncomfortable looking image.
Then go to the back of your eye socket. Then through the optic canal to the sea.
The sea?
The sea of brain cells, anyway.
That sounds kind of romantic.
It's only a chunk of protein.
Once the nanocables arrive at their destination, they can begin the sync process. They slide into the brain like roots of a tree. And on the tip of each cable, the nanomachine sends and receives data.
I'm still, it's come up twice so far. And they said this thing that I've always been, it felt odd when they mentioned it. Well, it's not odd that they mentioned it. It by itself seemed odd. They said it has to do with the whole 6-minute limit. I guess it's kind of how specific they word it. They said if you go above the 6-minute limit, I think they described it as the syncer will get overwritten by the subject. He might talk about it here. And I asked it at the time, both times, I think. But what does that mean? And the fact that they know about the limit means it must have happened before, right? I'm curious what that means. Does it mean, like, the way they word it, it sounds like it doesn't kill you, and it doesn't sound like it makes you go into a coma. They said this very specific thing: you get overwritten by the subject. I mean, okay, I'll just say my instinct from what that sounds like. It sounds like the sinker, in a sense, becomes the other person. But that raises a whole can of worms, as in, are there two of the same person? And of course that would mean literally two of the same person. It's just two people that have the same, like, memories and personality. Is that what that means? Like, that's fascinating. That's weird and fascinating, and I'm curious about it. It's weird. I guess I've always it's stuck in my mind because it sounds so interesting that, you know, it's one of those things I wish I knew more about, or I want them to elaborate on, I guess.
This is controlled by the Wadjet system, and that's how the sinker and the subject exchange information.
Exchange?
Think of it this way. The human brain has a max capacity of one psyche, one consciousness.
Multiple instances of consciousness inside one brain can cause a total collapse of higher brain
Oh,
functions.
maybe this is it. Total collapse. So maybe it does lead to brain death or a coma.
You know how a car only has one steering wheel? If there were two, there would be accidents all over the place.
Well, don't some planes have 2 control sticks?
Yeah, but we're not planes.
Okay, maybe it wasn't the best metaphor. What I'm trying to say is that the human body can only hold one person. If you try to have two people inside one brain, it will break.
I see.
Yeah, well, I've heard weird, interesting stuff about how we have our brains are split into two halves, and it's technically like two different individual brain halves that communicate with each other, and they're kind of like two different things. You know, I'm not a neurologist. I'm not a brain scientist. This is all above me, really.
Because of this, the sinker's data goes inside the subject's brain, and the only thing inside the subject's mind at the time of the sync are their memories. Like a house with no one inside. We sinkers break into the house, look for clues, and leave, all within 6 minutes.
There's a time limit?
Yes, or else the house will collapse on our heads.
The neural circuits would become too deeply entwined with one another. To put it simply, the sinker would be trapped inside the subject's house.
And that would lead to what? I guess it would just be like the way Date just described. I guess it would just be a coma or brain death.
Thank you for explaining it. I don't completely understand how sync works, but still.
Just don't tell anyone. This is extremely confidential.
It's okay, I won't. Date, tell me this. Who did you sync with yesterday?
Didn't I show you his picture? Congressman Sosajima.
How are you gonna react?
So that's why you know so much about him.
But you've never met him, right?
I haven't, I swear.
You're lying to me.
Hey, Date, you saw my corpse here, right?
I did. I'm sure of it.
Tell her about them. Tell her about seeing her in Mizuki's too. We still haven't brought that up with Mizuki, haven't we? Or have we? I don't think we have. We probably should.
And in SoStream, you saved me from getting killed.
Yeah.
And then somehow, I resurrected.
That's Date's idea of how it happened.
Yeah.
Date, that means you're... Achoo!
Date, is the cold too much for Iris?
Yeah, I'm freezing too. Iris, let's get out of here for now.
Date's what?
Roger that.
Finish your sentence. No. If there's one thing I don't like in stories, not necessarily visual novels, it could be anything. It's the whole, I'm about to say something, but then we get interrupted, and then I'm going to have to tell you later, or just never tell you, and it's annoying. I guess it's not exactly the same thing, but it's also the thing where in shows or movies or in anything, anime, manga, comics, anything. It's the issue where, oh, everything could be solved if we just communicated. Good communication saves lives, because then everything gets to a misunderstanding, and things go crazy because of that. So, well, I guess we're done here. I have a sinking feeling that we're gonna see like Renju's corpse at Sunfish Pocket again. So I'm gonna go to Ikume Shrine first. Oh, are we here at night? Spooky. Oh.
You okay?
It's okay. I just, missed a step there.
I wonder if she's going through... I'll say it in a second. I wonder if she's getting... You know those times when Date sees something that is most likely from his past, before 6 years ago? I wonder if she experiences stuff like that. Of course, I guess an issue with that idea is the fact that Date doesn't really physically react like she does, so maybe that's not the case. This place is spooky at night. What are you looking at?
A flower over there.
Flower?
You can't see it from here, can you? I know it's there because I've been to this shrine before.
Is it an iris?
An iris. More
Hey.
specifically, a winter iris.
How about
This
that?
is the same flower that was on display at Iris's house.
Yeah. How did you know?
I have special eyes.
It's the same kind that's at my house. I told you about what it means, right?
Good news and hope.
Iris is also a part of the eye.
Yep.
And the Greek goddess of rainbows. She delivered messages from the gods. That's why the flower means good news and hope.
What are your thoughts? In general,
It's
I mean.
nostalgic. This place is a memorable one for me. 6 years ago, I used to come here with someone.
6 years ago. With someone.
Someone?
Probably you.
I used to call him Uncle.
Oh.
He was a thoughtful, reliable man. I thought of him as a father. But one day, he just disappeared.
Maybe so?
She's
Wait.
talking about.
Hitomi's lover.
Oh, no, you mean 89. I see.
When you asked me why I became an idol, I wasn't being entirely truthful. I told you that it was because I wanted to become famous. But more specifically, it was for Uncle. I've been looking for him for 6 years,
Oh, I just saw him just earlier today.
but I didn't find him anywhere. I didn't know where else to look.
He beat me up. Your uncle beat the crap out of me and took my gun.
So instead of me finding him, I thought that he could find me instead.
You think if you became famous, he'd contact you?
Yeah.
So that is why she became an idol.
Interesting.
I mean, it's also been my dream since I was little. That's a part of it, too.
So why do you use the name Asa? Shouldn't you use your real name?
Oh no, I don't have to. He was the one who came up with the name Aset. He told
Really?
me that if I ever became an idol, I should use that name.
What does that mean? What does ASET mean? Or it's
called
Tessa.
Ikume Iribiko Isachi no Mikoto, or sometimes Ikume Tenno, or Ikume no Mikoto.
No. ASET came first. Tessa must have come later as a nickname. ASET. Set is an Egyptian god, but I don't know the A part. I don't know what ASET could be. It's interesting that 89 suggested the name. And this means nothing to me.
There are legends about this place written in the old text.
The old text.
It's a shrine dedicated to the gods. The old legend goes like this. One day, Ikume Iribiko sent one of his followers, Taji Momori, on an urgent quest
And Ikume is a god?
to find a mysterious, magical fruit. A fruit called Tokijiku no Kaku. It's said that eating it will grant you immortality.
Oh, that's a common mythological motif. The fruit that gives immortality.
After many hardships, Taji Momori was able to find the fruit. But by the time he got back, Ikume Iribiko had died.
Oof. That's gotta hurt.
Taji Momori mourned. He handed half of the fruit to the man's wife, and he left the other half on Ikume Iribiko's grave, then died on the spot. It is said that that fruit is still inside the shrine behind us.
Really?
And no one's taken a bite.
Fruit of immortality.
Yes. Not interested?
No, not really. I'd rather have normality than immortality.
That's quite the humble thing to say, really. Normality and immortality. Yeah. It's a good line. I like that line.
Mr. Okura isn't here.
Apparently not.
I mean, of course he isn't. It's not like we came here right away.
He's already taken off.
Too bad.
It looks like there are no further clues here. It appears we've wasted our time. Date, we have no time to waste.
We didn't really scour the place too much. You know, maybe there's clues.
We should get moving.
Got it.
Okay. Goodbye, Shrine at Night. Okay, let's go see if there's a corpse here. I hope not. Wait, here we go. I saw a familiar face as I entered. Mizuki? Hours when I said Mizuki, and I hear noises. I hear people.
Wow, this is surprising.
Everything's normal. No murder. The surprises just keep coming, huh?
What's going on here?
Mizuki, why do you have a platinum or whatever trident?
Why are you two together?
One, it's funny. It's funny that she's talking like this. And two, you better say it's because you're the boss's daughter. Because if you're spending all your money here, I'm somewhat worried.
Oh, well, it's...
We're on a date.
Forget it. Thanks for letting me stay last night.
Oh, no trouble at all. Anytime. You could even live with me if you want.
That's a great idea.
Wow, just ditching Date right here.
The roommate I have right now really sucks.
This girl.
Your eyes are kind of weird. Sorry, that's very rude. Ms. Mermaid. Blood red eyes. Well, not really blood red. More pinkish, kinda. It's on the border between red and pink. Okay, I recently got told that 1 yen is a penny. So, this would be $7.80. Unfortunately, I don't know what Nyo Time Ori is, so I don't know. I guess it's too much for whatever that is.
Eating sushi off a naked woman for 780 yen?
Oh, that sign is wrong. Someone added letters. It's supposed to say Nita Imori, boiled newt.
Nita Imori. Boiled newt.
Oh, boiled newt, 780 yen.
Honestly, that's almost as intriguing as the body sushi. Newts aren't even fish. Yeah, all these guys look very bored.
You wankers! Do you not know how to prepare a muffin? Sorry,
This is real interesting. Oh, is that a reference to the one British chef that goes and critiques places? And he's been on and has a bunch of shows. Gordon Ramsay. Is that meant to be that? It's probably what that is. Haha. Okay. Anchor.
What would happen if we hit Date with that anchor?
I would throw you overboard and leave you to drown.
You would die well before that.
No, if it was dropped on, his foot or his arm, he could live through that. What are you doing here, Mizuki?
What are you gonna do? Scold me or something?
How come these guys don't have any tridents?
Why do you care what I do?
Why are you so angry?
I'm not angry. In fact, I'm feeling good.
Excuse me.
Yes? The mermaid took me to a corner of the store.
Mizuki was crying earlier.
I see.
Crying?
Yes, we were trying to cheer her up. What happened to her mom was, and we thought she was having a hard time. She must have come here looking for company. That's probably why she stayed with Iris last night. She didn't want to be alone.
Shoko's body is still under the jurisdiction of the police. There has not been a ceremony, nor has the body been cremated. The culprit has not been caught, and we cannot locate Renju. And on top of that, her roommate has abandoned her.
I did not abandon her.
In any case, there are many ways you could calm Mizuki down.
Mizuki is just trying to act strong. Please, try to understand.
Yeah. No offense, Date. It does feel like you're dropping the ball a bit with Mizuki here, but I don't think that's entirely your fault. Now, instead of cheering you up, Mizuki, I'm going to interrogate you. Tell me about the fishery.
Why are you asking me about that?
I was just curious.
That company was made by my grandpa.
Yes, the Dolphin Warrior.
But Daddy has nothing to do with it. I don't know anything about the warehouse. I thought I told you this already. Don't ask me the same questions over and over.
Date, look.
She's lying?
Possibly. She may just be excited or upset.
Well, considering it seems that Renju's much more involved in this than we realize, there might be more to it.
The police asked me a bunch of questions.
Here's what I'm really curious about. I want to know, there's obviously, you know, a mastermind or a culprit, you know, and I'm surmising it's Iris. Like, that's just my guess. But here's what I'm really curious about. In which of these lines did the plan go wrong? Because these are so vastly different that it makes me wonder, you know, was she always intending to commit mass murder, or like did she always mean to commit mass murder, and then in this route something went wrong, so she decided to change plans or even to stop going through with it? Or was this the plan, but then something went wrong and something happened to her that made her want to continue to go down this new path, or what? I'm really curious about that.
But I don't know where he is.
What do you like in men?
Well,
Don't say the size of his wallet.
a triple board sea devil or an Anacanthus barbatus.
Okay. Well, it's a unique answer right there.
That's a mouthful.
What's your relationship with Mizuki?
Mizuki comes here a lot. She's really friendly with everyone.
I like it here. Everyone treats me nice.
You are the boss's daughter. But that doesn't mean they wouldn't treat you nice. Anyway, but you do have a certain position.
Is it because you're the daughter of the owner?
No, it's not like that.
Look, it can be a little column A, little column B. It can be both. They could generally like her, and plus she's the boss's daughter, and those two things together make them, you know, want to be friendly.
We're BFFs.
She wields extraordinary power with that trident.
I got an achievement. Appendix
Okiura family is really
Analyst.
something else.
What is it? I've collected 100 appendix files. Wait, I don't want that. Does that mean I have all of them? No, it does not. Conflict. I'd say it's not completely dead. Okay. Hey, was Renju here?
I've heard that Renju was sighted here.
When do you mean?
When? I got the info a few minutes ago, but I don't know when he was seen.
Oh.
Ringing any bells?
Well, he hasn't come by today, but yesterday.
Yesterday? But I was here yesterday.
Oh yeah, it was right after you left.
It was after that.
Oh, son of a gun.
After you and Ota left.
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
You didn't ask. And I don't have any way to contact you.
Dang it. We should have left our contact info.
Damn it.
We just missed it.
What was he doing?
He was looking for Iris. He was asking everyone where she was.
Really? Why? Because the plan had not gone accordingly, and he was wondering what the mastermind wanted? Was that it?
Looking for me?
Yeah.
Did he give a reason?
No, not in particular.
Was he wounded? He should have been out of the hospital from a car wreck.
Iris, can you think of why he would be looking for you?
No, not at all.
Yes, you can. Don't lie to me.
Mizuki?
I don't know either.
Anything else you could tell me?
Anything else? Well, he did seem really sick.
There we go.
He was pale and sweating a lot.
Must have been because of the accident.
Perhaps.
Anyway, let me look at your bone structure.
Those are some nice hip bones. The more I look, the better it gets. Wow, those are some gorgeous hips.
My hips?
Good work, Date. Nailed it.
Oops, I said that out loud.
You are now officially a creep.
I'm just saying, that's a really nice pelvis. Okay. Do you know this mermaid, ma'am?
She's my friend from back when I worked here. We would hang out outside of work too.
We'd go to haunted places and UFO sightings and stuff.
Blow those boys away!
Careful.
Blow those boys away!
What are you talking about?
Yeah, blow those boys.
Mizuki.
Mizuki,
You really shouldn't say that.
That must be a reference to something, I just don't know. About your visitor last night, Iris.
Iris, I still need to know. What were you doing Sunday at 2 a.m.?
you haven't fulfilled your promise.
This is the date. I fulfilled my promise.
I told you, no info until the date is complete. Don't you get it? This date isn't over yet.
About Renju.
Mr. Okiura helped me when I was just starting out. You know how my mom is single? He really supported her. He even changed my diaper when I was a little baby.
Wow. Couldn't give a bother about his own kid, but wanted to help another, huh?
I got hired by Lemniscate all because of him.
Iris used to stream all her own content. Like singing and dancing and gaming and stuff. But before we knew it, she went viral.
Right, I heard about that. That's how she started getting offers, right? But because Iris's mom knows Renju, she decided to go with Lemniscate.
But there's more to it than that. There are other reasons. Daddy was totally taken in by her talent.
Good talent?
Dancing, really. Her dancing is what got her into Lemniscate. He knew ever since she was young that she would be talented. He didn't want any other agencies to have her.
This is sounding a bit shifty.
I didn't know that.
Daddy's not the type to give compliments.
This is kind of embarrassing. I didn't know he thought of me that way. More than sleeping and eating? Well, maybe about the same as eating. Anyway, I've always loved moving my body, ever since I was a little girl.
And you're fast, too.
Yeah, I did a lot of track meets.
Were you always the anchor?
That's amazing.
What's an anchor in track field?
I
Track
told
and
you
field.
that Iris is the goddess of rainbows in Greek mythology, right? She was the messenger of the gods. She had to be really fast.
I thought that was Hermes.
Rainbows being so fast to disappear was the source of the legend.
You're as fast as your namesake then.
You want to race?
Sure. Let me get the chance.
Right here?
Oh, I want to see too.
Me too.
I would also like to see that.
I don't know.
Come on, just show us.
But
All right, I'll go set up.
wait!
The mermaid didn't listen and hurried off.
Jeez. Fine, if you insist.
Yay! Iris, we're ready.
All right, world, get ready. See my dance. Invincible Rainbow Arrow. Hit it.
Teacups that are flying, on maps mystifying. You'll think that I'm lying. This old tale of mine, a journey through time. A permanent fire, cold frost on the pyre. Fruit never expires. You've seen in your eyes, you've seen in your mind. While the old bow their heads, while the blind lead the blind, the marble loses shine. The eye clouds by design, but we know in our soul the one hope, the one truth, that if we believe we can make miracles. Even with the dabbles of time against you, never let the fire fade in you. See the golden goddess with wings of rainbows set sail through the night sky to embrace you. Resist, allow your heart to take you. Never let the scars of this world erase you. Passing down the light of the torch to guide you, and you shall be bathed in light.
Tessa, you're the best. That song. Mr. Okiura wrote the music, and I wrote the lyrics. So it holds a special place in my heart.
That's right. I forgot he wrote music.
Yeah, he's really talented. I look up to him. He's done so much for me. I know I can rely on him more than anyone else.
You can rely on him, huh? Could you rely on him for murder? Anyway, that was interesting. I was trying to read along the lyrics. Obviously, there was some reference to Iris, as in the goddess Iris, that she just talked about. But I couldn't really follow along that much. I'm sure there are lots of little hidden references and
It looks like a lifesaver,
meanings.
but it's actually a calamari ring covered in white chocolate.
Fascinating.
Sunfish pocket riddle time. There was a kid playing hide and seek who hid in a barrel, but he was found right away. Why?
Well,
There was obviously a hole in the barrel.
Oh, I see. I got it. Because there was a hole in the barrel.
correct! Wow, that was amazing! Date, you're a genius!
Yes, take the credit, Date.
Well, I'm nothing special.
Damn you.
All right, summarize for me.
Unfortunately, we didn't find Renju here.
But we discovered that he was looking for Iris.
But why?
We can think about that later. Let's get going.
Yeah, you're right.
Are we going back to... No, we're going to Marble. How long have I been going? I've been going long enough. We'll stop here. This felt like it went really fast today. What even happened? We went to the warehouse. We had the discussion about the brain and sinking. We went to the shrine. Didn't really talk about much. Then we went here. Man, and 50 minutes passed. Huh. That did not feel like 50 minutes. Okay, well, I'll end it here. Oops. Next time we'll start up here with some nice music, or some casual music, and then we will go to Marble, I guess, see if Mama has anything more to tell us. Until then, I hope to see you next time.